Hey guys, Class Wars preliminaries come up in a few hours, and there's some interesting new things going on there. Sylph troops are in, so you don't have your regular troops. So I don't think I'm going to be bringing an AOE. If I do, it's going to be Damnation, and so yeah, you don't have your normal troops. Once you go into Sylph mode, you're going to have troops. So that's an interesting twist, and I'll explain some things that I'm going to do to you know or at least I don't have a very strong idea of what's going to happen there. So it's going to take some adjustment for everybody. From what I've heard, that the Sylph troops are much harder to kill than you would think, but I'm not that surprised since Sylphs do have quite a bit of HP. So even if they don't have great defenses, it's still not going to be easy to kill them. So yeah. So I'll go down the line all the tabs and show what I have so far and what I'm thinking about. I'll also show um, changing over to a Will Destroyer build because that's I do like Will Destroyer for PvP. So for Class Wars, I'm going to do that. I think it's just fun. It is sort of a waste of resources in some ways, but for entertainment's sake, I like to do well in PvP, and it's my favorite part of the game, so I'm hoping to do well there, and I think it's fun to just like give it your all. Um, so yeah, equipment, it's the usual stuff, but I did finish doing the Holy Forge on my weapon. I'm going to be moving on to my robes. And then after that, it's either going to be the helm or I'll go after the trinkets. I think a lot of people love attack so much that they're going to go after these trinkets. But I have been feeling like a bit of a glass cannon lately, taking a lot of damage, but I mean, dealing a lot of damage, but also taking a lot. So I kind of want that extra defense. So that's the plan there. At the moment, as far as my stats go, I think they're pretty typical for somebody my BR, except for maybe my crit is lower than most. I did take out 2 crit gems, switch them to defense, just because I felt like at 19k crit, my rate wasn't that good. I dropped it down to about 16k, and the rate has been much better. It's still better than it was at 19k, but since after using my hooves and my mount whips finally, that rate has seemed to go down. These are just general feelings, but it's not bad enough that I'm concerned about it. If anything, I don't think I'm going to add another gem back in. That's a lot of crit. But what I might do is upgrade one of my crit gems. Maybe upgrade one of them to a level 11 gem. So that said, what else? Well, I guess we can start the line. I don't think anybody wants to see my cards. My soul mark is at level 20. That could go higher. I do have some more of these soul seals, but at the moment I'm thinking that there might be an event. So anyway, I'm not going to touch that. Fate is full. Clothing. I did refine some of my weapons, so I have a lot more strength than I used to, but otherwise not pretty just small gains every time there's a new outfit or whatever. Um, so my ring is relatively high. Shock and I do not bother with marriage quests very often. Once in a while, maybe I'll like drag her tune around and just do all of like the delivering message ones really quickly. But I don't bother. I hate doing maps and stuff. So I really I can suck it up for maps to get the resistance crystals, but I just for the marriage stuff I can't be bothered. So we have a really really slow pace there. Um, Even right now we're not anywhere near the 42,000 satisfaction. So yeah, I'm gonna have a level 6 ring for a while. Um, so medallions, I'm at Mythic Dragon Knight. I'm not gonna have enough honor. I've just been very very busy lately that there's no way I can cap out. Today I'm close to that 6,000, so I can pop in later tonight and grab like 1 kill. But just in general. I've been busier and I haven't been able to BG as much. Um, let's see here. Clothing, all level 7. I think I did the wings last tailoring event. Looks like the tailoring event for this month is postponed. But I won't be able to upgrade anything here, I don't think. At most, maybe 1 item to 8, but I doubt that. Um, what else? Dragon Soul also maxed out. Battle protection, it might be seeming a little weird to have some water in here, but I do have an advanced water dimension, so that's why I changed some of the stuff here. Usually I have dark, electro, and light in. For class wars, since we do have these sylph troops, I think I have to be a little bit more stealthy. I think at most I'm going to have 3 or 4 electro in, and then I also want to get um, some wind and fire in there. I'm going to try and not worry about water too much. I'm just hoping that conveniently nobody feels like bringing Iris, which I don't think is going, well, Iris or Trayan, which I don't think is going to be the case. I do have to be a little bit more concerned about water um, now, but I'm just hoping that my MDef can carry me through there. Um, but yeah, I'm going to have some light, some wind. Well, light, I might be. Yeah, well, I have a dark sylph on, so my light resistance is gonna be low regardless. But anyway, I'm gonna have to have some balance of electro, fire, and wind for sure, just because those sylphs are scariest. Just electro, just because everybody has it. Fire, because a lot of mages have it, and have at some point tried to build it, so that's like probably a common troop. Um, and wind is just trouble if it's around. And I think more and more people are going to realize that Medusa is a really good idea. Um, so yeah, then light and water are going to be secondary. I still want full dark resistance just because I know all the top people are going to be using dark. Um, so yeah, that's that. Sylphs are the big thing. I do have one set of gear that's enchanted. Um, they're all, rare, enchanted, and then I have one epic, which is the artifact. I have HP souls inside here, which I did bother to get, which are interesting. They do give a lot of HP. I might convert some over to attack. I didn't do it at the moment just because I was thinking, oh, I have to have a magical one for Hercules and a physical one for Gaia. So um, there's some like conversion money that I need here. So on a regular basis, I was just like, whatever, I'll just throw the HP ones in there. So I have a bunch of extra HP. It's like 12k HP, all from these divinity souls. So it's quite a bit. Um, let's see here. So with Gaia, um, let's see. I can. Should I change the gear over? Maybe I'll do my final BR with Gaia since this is before CW, and we can see what my stats look like with Gaia. But in general, I PvP with Hercules and BG and such. All right. So let me call Gaia. So my BR goes up quite a bit with Gaia on, just because she has so much more BR. And so yeah, again, my attack stat going down there to 116. So for astrals, again, sticking with my usual build of mostly percentage astrals. At the moment, I have no plans to put in any defense. If it becomes clear that mages, completely favor all of the physical attack, um, uh, sylphs for their troops, then maybe I should consider putting in a little extra defense, physical defense. But otherwise, I'm not too concerned there. And again, about the sylphs, my troops, I'm going to have my dark sylph on and have Hercules and Medusa as my troops. Athena might be nice in that situation to kind of counter the other sylphs. Because she has a lot of AoEs, but just because my Herc is so much stronger at this point that I think I'm going to go with that. Medusa's fantastic. I can use her to steal my opponent's awakening points and use Whispering Wind to increase my attack. So that's going to be very mean, and I'm very excited for it. What else? Skills, nothing too crazy. I'll probably do something like this at Class Wars since there's not going to be any troops, I don't see the point of having Rain of Fire. It is kind of nice, it's a quick skill. It's better than Lightning Bolt, and it's very cheap. But I don't know. I think this is probably what I'm going to try tonight. Runes, I think I'm going to go with Chaos Guardian, which I'm totally going to eat my own words, but I have a plan in mind for that for this Chaos rune, so we'll see. What else is there? Mounts. Things are capped again for now. Doesn't look like I'm getting another mount in time for the next whip event, which is tomorrow. So I'm just gonna have to suck it up and not get any whips. I have this one mount up to 4 stars, which was just to get a little bit of extra self gear enchanting material, but otherwise everything's at 3 stars. And is there anything else before I switch over to a Will Destroyer? I think that's it. So why don't I go ahead and switch over to a Will Destroyer build, which is always kind of expensive, if anything. I'm just going to take out all my crit gems, which are in my gear. And then I have 2 of the jewelry that have crit gems in them as well. Not that, the trinkets. So actually what I'm going to do here is, I think I'm going to do, okay, what I'm going to try first is 5 block gems. I think, I have a lot of HP already, and I think block is probably going to be pretty good. So, yeah, so that's 12.8 million gold to convert over to level 10 block gems. I could maybe synthesize these and make a separate set of gems so that in the future I don't have to keep converting. So we'll see. Maybe, well, I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. We'll see. I do think that we make level 10s for the events now. Yeah, 9s and 10s. So maybe I should save those. Anyway, so these are going over to block. So I'm just going to see what my block stat looks like now after I put these in, and then after that, see what I want to do about the last one. I was thinking maybe physical defense if my attack stat looks high enough, but I never know. Maybe I want more block, maybe I don't. So that puts my block up to 13k. I think that's plenty. I was thinking maybe, 10, 11k is fine, and then maybe a little extra. But I think that's enough. So I'm going to switch this 1 crit gem over to physical defense. I do think physical defense is going to help me more in this, just because everybody favors the physical attack pets for the most part. Convert that guy. Who did I take that out of? The other trinket? Aha. Uh-oh. What am I doing here? Oh, I know what I should probably do. Where's that weapon? And then what is going on? It's not the rings. I thought it was a trinket. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Block gem. Okay, so that rearranges things. I'm up to with Gaia on, which gives me a physical defense boost. I have 71k or almost 72k physical defense, which is nice, and you know my MDef is still up there, and I have a whole bunch of block, which I think is going to be at least interesting. I'm always trying to think of new things to try out, especially in PvP sense. PvE things are pretty straightforward. We already know that obviously the attack stat is the most important. That's important for PvP and PvE. But after that, you have, as long as you can kind of gauge your crit rate, your crit stat the right way, and you have enough HP. That's like the gist of PvE. So I'm gonna give this a go. I think it should be interesting, and now I just have to convert over. So I take out my sniper's edge. Um, oh, when I went over astrals, that it was for my crit build, so I actually can put in um, one of these other BR astrals. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take out my determination, and I have this will destroyer that I probably got at some point. I don't know when. Ooh, it has to be unlocked. Put in your 6-digit code. There we go. Ah! Alrighty. So we can move that into Will Destroyer. Not a huge deal if I need to exchange to get another determination, or maybe I'll just capture some astrals later and see if I can get one without having to change out my points. So that's Will Destroyer. That seems good, and then put in a Fortitude. So a little extra defense there, which will be good. Perfect. So I still have, 3,700 crit that I'm not doing anything with, but that's still not bad. Um, yeah, so that's pretty cool. Have a block stat for once. That's crazy. We'll see. Maybe people do put in that extra penetration astral. I'm not really sure, but the one for physical attack and extra penetration. But even so, I think this is going to help my block rate a lot, which is probably a good thing since the Sylph troops are probably going to do a decent amount of damage. So I think that's about all I have. If I miss something, let me know, and maybe I'll add it into a blog post or something like that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to Class Wars a lot. It's nice to have something new in there since they've had the same kind of repetitive Class Wars, particularly that shop. They haven't added anything to it that interesting lately. Maybe some new mounts, but as far as like people who consistently get a lot of glory crystals from that, nothing really new. So yeah, let me know what you guys think and take care. Hope you guys do well in Class Wars. Have a very good day.